Okay. Hello all. I didn't want to have to make this recording, um, but I'm doing so because I belabored over the point whether or not I should do it. I've had a couple of talks with General Ghazi to see if he asked me many times about what's my disposition. Desert, you gonna do it? You gonna do it? And to be honest with you, I've attempted to do this a couple of times. So I'm gonna get right into it because no matter how much I wrestled over this, the bottom line is I feel as though it needs to be done. Recently, we know our comrade Talib Batunde went on to Harka Show. He went on to the Harka Show because he felt that he needed to get some things out about Malik Zulu Shabazz. Now, whatever his issues are with Malik, I still to this day really don't know. And before we even get started, I don't want nobody to think that this is a video in the advocacy of Malik Zulu Shabazz, nor of the New Black Panther Party. Malik is a grown man. As you see, he has definitely put it out there and presented that he could speak for himself on any matter dealing with between any kind of, I guess you could say, sore tensions between him and Talib. And I definitely don't speak for the New Black Panther Party. I'm not a New Black Panther Party member. I've never been a party member. Malik has never been in any up chain or down chain of any command structure that I've ever been under. So no, I do not speak for them at all. This is a matter of calling out the actions of a comrade that has, in the shadows and in the whisperings and in the conversations that I've had with several, it has been very impactful on the movement, and it has caused some levels of division. It was very disappointing to see Talib on the show for a number of reasons, and I will definitely explain why. Talib let me know. He sent me a text message and told me, I'm going on into Harka Show. I was like, here we go. I was like, why? He was like, for Malik. You know, I'm going after Malik. You know, I really didn't say anything other than shake SMH or LOL. I can't remember my exact post, but it was something simplistic to that because I was like, I can't believe this. I spoke about it with Ghazi, and I was like, yeah, he said he's going on that show. Okay, let me just cut to it. Talib, it was so wrong for you to go on there and for you to do what you did. And for those of you who question this is about open rebuke. And I'm going to point out some of the things that happened on that show that impacted the movement that I heard about, and just taking the responsibility of being a fellow general of the cause. And as we said, we're going to commit to giving those things open rebuke and consequence when it happens to affect the greater whole or the greater movement, or impacts the level of people wanting to get involved with the movement because they see this level of, I guess you could say, shenanigan going on within. We all made a pact, and you know, some of us don't have anything personal against the Harka Bay, but we all made a pact that, okay, cool. There's many members that say, nah, no more of his show, no more giving his show credence, no more, you know, whatever, paying attention to him, whatever the case may be. And so we just agreed to that. Now, I'll tell you personally, I've said it openly, whatever, I don't have anything against the Harka Bay. I feel as though he just takes information that is out there, that is both public and posted, and puts his narrative on it, puts his narrative or perspective on it. He's just giving an opinion, and whether or not people believe him or not, that's on them. But at the same time, I support and stand with those that I'm in allegiance to and say, okay, cool. I too won't go on the show no more, whatever the case may be. But we all still watching. I get the calls, hey, did you check out the Harka? Hey, you're still watching. So I don't get it. He's still supporting them by giving them views. So whatever. That's a whole nother subject. But I will say this. Sleep, you and I both know, I've been on conversations with you where you went in onto Harker several times. Said that, you know, we need to stay away from him. He's this, he's going to pro. You and I both know through several conversations, especially three-way calls between me, you, and AJ, how it was deduced in some type of way or other that Taharka may be an agent or an informant or something like that. We need to stay away from him and this, that, and the other. So for you to go turncoat and go on his show, that speaks to some level of fragility to your character. I mean, for you to contact him, to want to go on his show, also you could just go at Malik. Brother, where's that's conduct unbecoming of a general. You did all of that just so you can go, and I'm gonna definitely point out some of the great missteps that you did by doing that. Number one, you went against your comrades in cause. You know, I wonder how AJ feel, especially when you was on there, you know, yuck, 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 hey, Chuck. You know, when you was like, hey, Brother Charles, you know, I just want, and then you took that moment. You took that moment while you was on Taharka Bey's shows, one of the people that AJ absolutely loathes. And you know this. AJ has so many times on the phone, me and you can't deny this. I was privy to those conversations. I don't have I guess you could say I don't have the history or relationships that y'all have had in these processes that y'all underwent with some of the people that y'all don't like. So most of the time, I'm just a listening ear. And you already know, you and AJ went in on many times about Taharka. I wonder how AJ feels about you contacting Taharka to go on there, to go on his show. And then while you're on the show, AJ has expressed vehemently, matter of factly, absolutely, with all matters of this thing, his disposition on Charles and Cece. I don't know Charles and Cece. You and him do. And I've listened to both of you in tandem go in on these people. Agent, informant, boy, whatever. I mean, the adjectives of negativity are endless. When it came to the descriptions of both of these people out of both you and his mouth, AJ's, I understand, because from his narrative, Charles tried to do some stuff and go at his wife and all kind of stuff like that. So for you to even be on there talking about Charles, my brother Chuck, bro Charles, I want the whole world, and then you took that moment to let everybody know. You told Taharka pretty much, hey, give me center stage at this moment. Hey, y'all, I want y'all all to, I want this to be on recording. I want this to be on recording. Charles, I have no problem against you, brother. Dude, I know AJ was like, what the fuck is this? I have no problem. I just want you to know that when things went down, hey, I wanted to be Switzerland because I just like and love you both. And I hope that you two can work that out. Okay, Guy? Okay, Charles? I'm with you, Chuck. I'm not AJ, but I was floored. I'm like, what? Dude, you've been on the phone. I've heard you. You went on this man so much. Now all of a sudden, because you're on that platform and you're getting the attention that you just love so much. And now all of a sudden, you just turn coat on every bit of character. Bruh. I know AJ probably sick. Like, this is the reason why I don't deal with the movement. You know what AJ has often said, he don't trust people because you were backstabbing. But damn, you sharpened your blade that day. You sharpened your blade on that. You know it. And don't call me a liar. Because I've sat there just listening. And one conversation was damn almost 3 hours while I was driving through South Carolina. You and AJ was going in. Again, nothing against AJ. He was just telling his story. And you was the advocate. Yeah. You co-signed and threw some of your own stuff in there about the situation. But now, on Taharka Bey show, since you got shine, since you want to be the center stage diva, Charles, I have no problem with you. I love you, buddy. I like and love you. And I hope you and AJ could work it out. Okay, pal? Okay, chum? First of all, any man that comes after another man's wife, he will never be cool with. Where the hell they do that at? No man would ever be cool with a man who came after his wife for any reason. They are enemies till death. What do you mean? I hope y'all can work it out. AJ was absolutely slack. AJ, I feel for you in this moment, brother. I do. That was absolutely deplorable. And I'm not going to go in any kind of sequential order. I'm just going to speak on the manner of things as I've seen them. And this is why the rebuke is needed, because what you did, brother, did the thirst for your attention to be heard. It was just absolutely disgusting. The next thing that just comes to mind is, you this whole thing about Mississippi, you actually said that when Taharka asked you about you being in Mississippi, you said, yeah, me and my people made a decision not to be there. That is a bold-faced lie. And I'm calling you on it, brother. What, you know how you disrespected me and General Taco in that statement? I guess you forgot about the three-way conversation that you and I and Taco had about your presence being in Mississippi. And the reason why you couldn't be there was because you said your girl, shout out to you, Lola, no disrespect to you, but I'm just being truthful. You said your girl spent so much money on buying training equipment that even if y'all wanted to come, because you wanted to come, you said, that you couldn't afford it. And the same thing I said to everybody else, which is video proof of it, whatever. I said, anybody that want to go, I help them get there. All right. And I did. I told you, Talib, and Taco was on the phone. He can verify this. I said, Talib, whatever y'all spent on any training equipment, I 100% reimburse you and make sure that you're good to make it to Mississippi, both there and back home. I did. You were grateful. You was like, man, Desert Eagle, you for it? Yes, I'll do that for you. I'll make sure you're there, that you can attend. Okay? It wasn't about, oh no, why should we go there? We got service to do in our local communities. And that was a bold-faced lie. You shuck and jived, and dude, I was pissed off of that, because I know personally I was on the phone trying to help you get there. Me and Taco. And told you, brother, yes, because of what we're going to do in the name of solidarity across the board, this is a symbolic thing that we're going to do for all the leaders to come together under one. And why not you be there? But your additional concern, and I'm going to just be honest, your additional concern was the moon, because y'all had some indifferences that happened ever since Tulsa. And the moon will testify to this. I had to call him and work out the situation between you and him to make sure that when y'all saw each other, it won't be a on-site situation. So all of this stuff about, I didn't want to go and me and my people didn't want to go, that is a bold-faced lie. And I don't know if your people know about the things that you do or say when you're in the presence of leadership or whatever, when we in our own summits or whatever, but they need to know the truth too. And this is not about exposing you before the world, but it's about exposing the truth that you didn't you didn't represent. You told a number of lies on that show. So what you're gonna say, Desert Eagle is a liar? You're gonna call me on it? Oh yeah, that's right. Anybody that wanna come after me, come on, bring it. I'm ready. Bro, I'm not here to go back and forth with you. I'm here to let you know that what you did was an abomination, and it was distasteful and disgusting. And it was nothing but classless. And definitely conduct unbecoming of a general. So yes, Talib was going to go to Mississippi. I offered him the money to go, whatever. He said, oh, well, there were so many people that invested in the training. By the way, the training never happened. All right. I didn't go to the training and stuff like that or whatever. So whatever. So the biggest concern was about an altercation that may come about between some coarse words between him and Amun. And I tried my best to diffuse that situation. And Amun agreed that if he saw Talib, to respect the mobilization and will not treat it as an on-site situation, because the tensions and stuff like that were high. I can't remember. I think I even got them both on the phone and talked about it. Maybe I did. I'm always moderating and mediating between all of these people that got so many issues. And to be honest with y'all, I would tell y'all all the truth. There has been not one person that has had more altercations with everybody in the movement other than Talib. General after general, situation after situation, Talib is the epicenter of all the damn most 99% of the issues. And this is why everybody knows I call Talib contentious. I gave him that name last year. I said, brother, you are contentious. Because just my introduction to him, he's always had problems with every single person in our own general rooms. There's always this argumentative nature to him that it just will not cease. Nasi Nasir. I've heard things about him and LeBeau. I've heard, of course, Amun. And I'm gonna say this. Talib, you know, like I told Malik in his interview, a half truth is a whole lot, brother. You know, I understand how you was like, how people heard you in the Taharka Bay interview. Nobody knew AJ. AJ was new on the scene. Why don't you elaborate and tell people what you really feel? I've been part of those conversations, listening, because again, I don't know AJ. I didn't know none of these players. Most of the people that I know, honestly, I got a chance to know mainly through Ghazi. Ghazi like the hub. He bring everybody in, and who is the true. And I'm gonna tell people this, all right? Because I think I heard something allude to, and if I got it wrong, please forgive me. I thought I heard you allude to the creation of the coalition. And the truth of the matter is, no, the coalition was a brainchild of Ghazi's. Now him and Talib initially was working together. He brought it first to Talib because he thought, looked at Talib like, hey, you pretty much the elder statesman. You got the greater reach, with your gun club and stuff like that or whatever. But I would tell y'all straight up, Talib and all of the gentlemen that was in the first, I guess you could say, first rollout of a Black Power coalition, they would tell you, we had our own, I guess you could say, method of communication. And in that communication, I would not lie, Talib was the chief arguer. I mean, everything. Talib went at everybody all the time. In fact, he got to the point where he was like, I'm done with the movement. I'm sitting down, and for those of you who may not know, you can look at his Facebook because he constantly emotionally throws up on Facebook. He was either going through something or whatever, and I'm not making no fun of my brother's issues. And some of those issues was some serious issues. But he puts all of his information, he bears his whole heart and soul on social media, which as a general is a gross vulnerability. I mean, there's so much information he puts on there about himself that it's actually dangerous and not very tactful at all. And for those of you, and I'll say this openly, for those of you in his leadership, you need to be watchful of that, because how he handles his life issues is a great testament of how he will handle the issues that will, I guess you could say, impact your life. He gives up information without being pressed. Imagine when the press starts. I mean, it's just something to look at. I'm not saying he's weak or anything like that, but those are the kind of things that make somebody volatile and dangerous. But in this Black Power Coalition room, Talib went at everybody. Not everybody, but he was a main factor in many of the contentions, to the point that Ghazi said, you know what? Kind of like, I'm taking my talents to South Beach. He was like, you know what? I'm starting a whole another thing. And there was some individuals that said, you know what, they out. Talib went at Japari, Talib went at Nasi Nasir. These people was like, man, I'm out. I'm done with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man ain't going to be disrespectful to me like this. And others who saw the character left their body. Like, they watched him and said, man, you know what? This guy is known for this. Throughout the movement, he is known for this. And they left. They didn't want to have any part of his toxic character as they looked at it. to me, I deal with people of all sorts. You know, I'm an employer, so I'm used to dealing with characteristics of I got men, a lot of men that work for me. So the bravado, all of that, I'm just used to it. So Talib, I've always embraced him as brother, even though I call him contentious, you know. But it was disappointing, Talib, for you to paint this picture when we know that you have inundated the movement throughout with a characteristic that is quite ubiquitous in the entire movement, that you are a contentious person, hard to deal with, and many don't like you. And you know it. Many chief generals don't like your ass. And I've tried. I'm not going to mention all of their names, but I've definitely tried. Phone calls, this, that, other, to try to mend certain bridges that you've absolutely obliterated because of your attitude and your contentious nature. So I'm sorry, I just had to go into that because it hurt me to see you on there like that, acting like that, and knowing that it brought about nothing good. Nothing good, brother. Let's get back to the interview. I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent for a little while, but yeah, there's just been so much in the coalition in itself, bro. You talking about going at Malik, and I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm gonna say this about Malik. I met Malik through Talib. I met through Talib, AJ, and everybody that was part of the initial coalition. That's when we had the whole thing going on with anything but a King JX. I call him J Exile because he's just a social pariah that needs to just be gone. All right. So all of us was there and we called Malik Zulu Shabazz to a Zoom meeting. In the first beginning of the coalition, Talib especially, he was the main one because he wanted to call Malik to the mat. And guess what? We had a Zoom call with Malik. That was my first introduction to Malik Zulu Shabazz in the flesh. We called him on a Zoom call. I believe we used my Zoom. I believe we used my Zoom account. I can't remember because I got an executive account. I think we used mine, and I don't think it was recorded or anything like that. But we called Malik to it, and all the issues that anybody had was the time for Malik to be questioned. And this is why, again, this is not an advocacy of Malik, but Malik has done what he's done, that 4-hour thing, that 4-hour interview. That's the second time doing it. The first time was with the coalition because everybody had a problem with him. All of these generals had a problem with him. So they said. There was all kind of stuff I heard. But you know, the one thing I did not hear, and I didn't hear it then, I didn't hear it on the second one, nobody had a personal thing, meaning there was nothing that Malik did to them personally. It was just, I don't like him. Y'all heard all the questions. None of it had to do with personal assaults, personal name calling. And I'm going to be very honest. Again, this is not an advocacy for Malik. But with all the stuff going on that I've heard this man's name trashed so many times. I've never heard him not one time in private or in public call any person out and discredit their name. In fact, I'm going to be very honest, all the way $1,000 with it. Do you know when Talib was going down his spiral of emotional, all kind of stuff that he was putting out there and people were thinking that he was possibly even going to kill himself? Do you know Malik called me several times? He says, listen, I know me and Atunde, because he always called him Atunde. He never says Talib. He says, hey, Desert. He says Eagle. He always calls me Eagle. Eagle, what's going on with your boy? Man, I think y'all need to look in on him. And then I'm hearing reports, man, he's going through. Is he okay? You know, I don't want nothing to happen to him. Malik actually called several times to my phone. Wow, Talib, all these different months are up and down and this, down, actually checking on him. As Talib say, he calls him up and say, hey, why don't you be part of the training? Somebody that discredits you, don't like you, can't stand you, don't call you up and ask you to be part of the training for their people. They say, hey man, why don't you come and help train the people? Now you have gone on this tirade of going at this man. I mean, since his name was ever mentioned, I have never heard you say anything good about Malik at all. You've had the opportunity on 2 occasions doing, and guess what? And I'm gonna be honest, and those who are on the call would say it too. AJ was there, Ghazi was there, I believe Nasi was there. Then he came in a little bit late. When it came to this first Zoom call with Malik, you were happy as a lark because Malik sat there poised. He never raised his voice. He took on all the questions. Again, none of them was about anything that any of you personally underwent with him at all. Not a single question. Nothing about, hey man, you did this to me. Hey, you disrespected me when you did X. Hey man, you violated me when you did AB. Hey man, you went at me wrong when you crossed the line with me when you did C, D, E, and F. None of that. It was more so, it was more so, hey, can we count on you to be part of in all of this? Which some people don't know, which is the reason why I personally was in Brunswick. Because I went down there representing the coalition to do what? To see how Malik would do on this dispatch when it came to representing the cause for Ahmaud Arbery. Let's keep it a buck. I went down there twice. The first time I went with my people, all right? And the coalition was watching the stuff on the news. And I kept on hearing all kinds of stuff. Oh, Malik is gonna get y'all killed. To the point where I had to say, hey man, shut the fuck up. We here on site. What the hell y'all talking about? I gave a report letting y'all know what the hell was going on there, but because there was so much hate and disdain for Malik, who was not in charge. Everything that you witnessed outside was us. That was myself and Nasi. Yeah, Malik did the bullhorn thing. That's just not what we do. Y'all say whatever the hell y'all want to say on the bullhorn. We just security. We just security. We just perimeter security. Myself and the Line of Judah Armed Forces. Everything that y'all saw outside of Brunswick, that was us. As far as the formation, that was us. Malik did his podium thing, whatever. That's what he do. He was there. He was invited to be a speaker. So that's no harm, no foul against him. That's what he was invited to do. We were there on the ground, but whatever. We got past that. The second time, Brunswick, again, representing the coalition. The second time, myself, Ghazi brought a slew of people from North Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee, everywhere. You know why? Because the first examination of Malik on the first Brunswick, it was all good. To the point where now the investment was made on others to partner in it on the second iteration of it. No harm, no foul. And this happened after all of the press came from the first Zoom call. And after that, it was like, yo, let's work together. We're going to work together. Fact, since that Zoom call that the coalition put Malik on examination for, there has not been one act, not a single solitary act of misdeed or anything from Malik to any of us on any level. I've been even on a phone call with him and AJ. We talking up about future things we're going to do together, this, that, and the whole bit. So this disdain for Malik is a stationary front in Talib's life because there has been no infraction. There has been no misdeed. There has been nothing done. Not a single thing. May not like his personality, whatever, but to go on there as a comrade in cause and just disrespect and tell these lies, brother, I can't do it. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. I know personally, I've invested too much time and dime to make sure that a lot of these bridges that have been burnt are mended again. For you to go on that show, a place that all of us agreed never to go to again, for you to just get some type of grandstand. You should have just stood grand instead of grandstanding. You should have just been a real general and be like, you know what? The man gave 4 hours of his time. You gave 4 questions. I read them all. And I read your text message. Why wasn't that good enough? There has been nobody else. It's like, no, I want more. You actually blew my phone up talking about, nah, get me in on the Zoom call. I want to ask him some questions. That's not fair. Ghazi's on there, and I'm not. How you going to let Ghazi in the room? Talib, chill out. I didn't let Ghazi in the room. Ghazi asked Malik, could he be in on the Zoom call? He even asked him, hey, Malik, I just want to be in on the Zoom call. I'm not going to say anything, whatever, all that. Am I allowed? Ghazi respected him and said, hey, man, this is your thing. But I just want to be pretty much front row. I just want to be in the room. I didn't have anything to do with that. So why don't you let the people know that when you didn't get your way and you thought I removed you from the conversation, the first thing you said was, fuck you, Desert Eagle. Don't ever call me no more. Pretty much fuck the movement. I'm out. I'm done with this. Well, again, another Talib tantrum. Get this shit out. My brother, it's just the things that the way that you displayed yourself, brother. I'm sorry. I'm calling it out, man. I'm calling it out. That's not the conduct of a general, And again, this has nothing to do with Malik and New Black Panther Party, but I know the truth. I know the truth. And if you're going to represent the movement and represent the characteristic of the leadership of the movement, then we're going to have the spirit of truth about this. And even if me, I say this openly to everybody, even if I did something wrong, call me on it. Because I am accountable to the movement. I'm accountable to my people and I'm accountable to the movement. You don't just get to do whatever the hell you want to do and think that you can throw the rock and hide your hand. It has impact, collateral impact. I've heard recently, I know I wasn't able to go to Indiana. This is my birthday week. I wasn't able to go to Indiana, whatever. But I heard that the Indiana training and all of that was greatly impacted and affected because of what you did on Taharka. 2 people called me and said, because of what you said, referencing the New Black Panther Party and the characteristics that you made about them, to have their involvement known to be in Indiana, that caused a lot of, I guess you could say, hesitancy to people being a part of it. Now, I don't know whether or not that's true, but the bottom line is the things that we do as we're representing leadership and everything, it has a collateral effect. It has a collateral effect of other things in the movement. It has a collateral effect on people trying to recruit. It has a collateral effect on people being accepted when they're trying to do these mobilizations and stuff like that in order to be an advocate of security for the people. Like you have no idea what level of effect you have. Back to the interview. And I'm gonna try to wrap this up because it's my morning and I got other things to do. But I wasn't going to attack this or approach this during the time of my birthday. We celebrating with family and friends and all kind of other stuff, and dinners and outings and production premieres and all kind of other stuff. I was wrapped up in. I just didn't have the time to deal with it. But I got time this morning. I made time. You made it known. You said that when it came to Akron, Ohio, you actually said that, bro, I mean, you actually said that Malik wasn't for it. He didn't support it, but he wanted to take the credit for it. Bro, again, this is not about Malik. This is about you, bro. You know that's a bold-faced lie. Even in your own pictures that you posted, there's New Black Panther Party members there. Shout out to you, Khan. Shout out, Pop Out. They were there. We had the whole conversation. We all agreed. I set the protocol that we all gonna go mask, whatever colors you wear, don't wear anything. We had a full meeting about this with New Black Panther Party members involved. Said, hey, listen, we're going to go. We're going to mobilize. We're not going to wear any insignias, no patches, no anything. Wherever organization you're from, do not in any way represent any level of flag flying. Don't do it. We're gonna go there, all of it. Anybody that had patches on, we was tearing them off everywhere. We was just gonna go out there, plain Jane, for the people, being a security. That's it. We're not giving our names out. We're not giving no attention to no organization at all. And members of the New Black Panther Party were there. They were on the call. They were in presence with us. In fact, Malik even called a couple of them to make sure that they was going to be there at the rendezvous points to meet us. Why would you lie? One of the chief individuals that was there involved with Freedom Block, I think that's the organization, Freedom Block, whatever, the point person, he was with the New Black Panther Party. So, and discredit this man so much that you discredit your own character by being a liar? Come on, bro. Again, this isn't about advocacy for the New Black Panther Party, but this is calling you out because the conduct that you admitted as a general was just tasteless. Why would you lie? You needed attention that bad because he didn't answer a question that he already answered. And remember, he already answered the question. That's his interview. This isn't your moment. This wasn't your moment. You asked the questions like everybody else did. Nobody else hit me up for seconds. No, I want more than. Some people sent 5 questions, 4 questions, 3. Some people sent 1, whatever. You sent 4 and a text thread. I did it. I gave it. That wasn't satisfactory enough. Get me in the room. Get me in the room. I want to press them. Oh, I don't feel as though the questions was hard pressed. You know what? On 2 occasions, this interview and the previous Zoom call, you asked him questions. You asked him about him being involved in something or whatever. And the first one, none of these questions was hard things that exposed him from being some type of F-boy that you keep on making him out to be. Okay, he made a decision to go to one place and not the other. I don't know why. I don't care why. He ain't, as the saying goes, well, he don't make me shit. Why are you so concerned? Why you was part of it? Man, God, man. Anyway, so that whole thing at Ackland, that was a lie, bro. I mean, for you to do that, that was a lie. And I just don't know why you did that. You know, we say that we're going to have respect for one another's movements. What kind of general tells a member of somebody's movement to act in clear, absolute insubordination? Shout out to Major Black. Major Black, he's a real one. I mean, the first time I met this man in Brunswick and everything, I already knew he was a class act. Class act, brother. There's plenty of real good people there that I got a chance to meet over there in New Black Panther Party, and I salute them all. But for you to tell Major Black that you're a general speaking, you actually told this man to pretty much act in insubordination. You sowed discord. What kind of spirit is that you would literally tell somebody to go against their command and actually mutiny? Hey, come and join me. If not me, start your own thing. Don't let Malik or the New Black Panther Party continue to hold you back. What goddamn measure of general are you to say those things open-throatedly before the people? What kind of character did you just display? That was absolutely deplorable. You're my brother. Hell, I would dare to call you friend. But bro, I can't co-sign that bullshit. That was absolutely disgusting. And anybody that co-signs you in that level of behavior, y'all need to be checked too. You are alienating yourself from the very people that's going to be utilized when this whole shit really does come down to it. You don't want to find yourself in a position of friendly fire. But man, you are loading so many people's chambers right now. I mean, I just don't understand you. Like, what happened to being a true exemplary leader, a real leader? If that's the standard for leadership, the bar is set lower than the championship round at a limbo contest. This is disgusting. Talib, I like you and I love you. But in this right here, what you did, bruh, it's unbelievable. And I'm venting because I have a responsibility that was entrusted to me. See, I'm not a self-made, self-erected, self-appointed general. I actually was chosen from the ranks of generals to be one in the movement. And because I was selected and appointed, I take this office very seriously because it comes with a responsibility to do a job in this position. And in my job, one of them is oversight. One of them is ensuring that the character and the mobility of the movement stays integral. And when, I don't care who it is, I don't care if the person went on there was a Babu, a Nick, an Amun, a Malik, a Ghazi, a Nasir, or whatever. If a general, if anyone in the movement, hell, even if it's myself, I expect you all to do the same. If somebody goes on any platform bringing down the tenets of why we're here, that deserves an open rebuke. That deserves a consequence. It deserves a consequence. Ain't no, well, we just going to whisper about it in the shadows and just complain about it. No, that's sucker shit. No, we're going to do something. I'm an action-driven person. I'm doing something. With the stars that was appointed to me, I'm doing something. I'm letting it publicly be made known. This is bullshit. This is bullshit, and you are wrong, brother. You are wrong. You have definitely discredited everything about you in this. And then you further double down. You can hate me now. But I won't stop. Now you lampooning the whole situation. You making it comical. There's nothing funny about this. Especially when you know that you were busy lying. There's another one you told. I can't remember the brother's name. North Carolina. I know you brought up North Carolina. And you credited everything that you went to. Again, I hate to say this, but it sounds like I'm an advocacy for the new Black Panther Party, but I'm just dispelling the lies. You said that everything that you went through, you were set up in North Carolina by the new Black Panther Party. Talib, I don't know if you smoking, I don't know what's going on, but you and I both know that that's a bold-faced lie. The sister, I'm not going to say her name, but there's a sister that was involved in that whole North Carolina thing, that you told everybody, everything you went through was because they contacted us for a recent incident that happened. There was a brother who was shot and killed by the police because the story was that he was running from the police, hopped in his car, and while he was going away, they shot at him. That was the story. We were all on a Zoom call with North Carolina. We talked to the father, the girl that was in, the young lady that was involved in pretty much bringing everybody together for the cause and calling in the militia, so to speak. And then we found out once we got the tape, unfortunately, we saw the young man sign his own death certificate, where he did run from the police, hopped in his car, and then he ran over one cop and almost tried to hit another one. Literally, physically ran over a cop. And then after he ran over and tried to get away, that's when they shot. Because he hit the cop, backed up over the cop, and just drove over him. To that, we could not go down there and say we want justice because the young man, he punched his own ticket. And we all agreed to that. After that, you, Talib, gave the story of how you was in Gastonia before when this young lady called. And you said that she was known for causing all kind of stuff. going in police stations and threatening the police and getting locked up all the time. She's always in the paper. She's always stirring things up. And you said this same young lady set you up, set y'all up for some nonsense that y'all. You said that she was on it, found out that she lied about the whole thing, this, that, and the other, and all the other generals that was on the call and involved in the chat room when you was going in about this sister, would y'all please stand up? So all of a sudden now, you done switched characters. Now all of a sudden it ain't about the young lady who did all that stuff in Gastonia. You literally said the new Black Panther Party set you up in Gastonia. Boy, I can't make this shit up. Brother, you said, you told us, oh yeah, it was this sister. She did this and she did that and she set us up and she was this. You going to Hawker Bay. Now it's, remix. It was the new Black Panther Party. That's right, it was the new Black Panther Party. They set us up. Man, I went through so much because of the new Black Panther. You actually blamed the party. You said the new Black Panther Party. Bruh, can't make this up. Again, this is not for advocacy of the new Black Panther Party. This is not for advocacy from Malik Zulu Shabazz. This is just me looking at what you did, the betrayal of AJ. Hey, Charles, what's up, buddy? Fucking love you. Hey, Chuck, I don't give a fuck. Oh, you clowned yourself. Damn. Oh, the betrayal. You betrayed us, the coalition. No more Tahaka Bay. You one of the chief people saying, nah, man, fuck the Tahaka, all of that. Nah, we ain't going on, nah, he this, he that. But yet, you needed a platform because in that moment, you needed to have your ego stroked. Bruh. I need to stop because right now, I'm going off in a tangent and it's unproductive to this video. I'm going to conclude by saying this. As a brother, you disrespected my hand and my labor of love to you. When you said that whole thing about Mississippi being shenanigans and you wasn't with it, and we know that's not true. In fact, especially when the declaration was signed and you found out, oh man, let me be signed. I can sign it too. Brother, come on. That whole Brother Charles thing, oh my God. AJ, I wouldn't be surprised if AJ, just on the spirit of brotherly love, got a broken heart from that. That was just absolute. I mean, I know I was privy to several phone calls with you and AJ, where you was going in on Charles. And so for you to be there and like, yeah, Charles, you know, I want everybody to know. You actually use it as a vanity moment to pin that. Hey, wait a minute, wait. I want everybody to record this. I want everybody to get this. Everybody to get this. Charles, I love you. Man, dude, the insubordination for the promoted insubordination of Major Black, the discredit of other members' involvement. Akron was I mean, that was an excellent mobilization. There was so many people that praised us and the great press that came about that, to discredit and say that the people who were actually there weren't there. And let's touch on that real quick about taking credit as a Panther. Everywhere we go, other than the national attention that was given to NFAC, every time we go some places, we can have patches, flags, the whole bit, whatever. The people of the community, they always say the Panthers are here. They don't say New Black Panther Party. They don't say Anubis. They don't say they don't say Nubia. They don't say any gun club, Huey P, Fred Hampton. A lot of times, because their mental association for a national historic reference of something of that magnitude, it's always Panthers. You can be right there with patches and everything right in front of you. Like, hey sister, how you doing? Oh my God, I met a Black Panther. Just what they do. And everybody in the movement knows. It just happens. So you can't throw that and say, he took credit. No, he took, look, one of my soldiers was there. And I'm giving, he say, hey, we on the grind in Akron. But when it came time to it, again, we didn't give them any information. People, y'all know the reporters was out there. Who you with? The protocol was we wasn't giving them any information. We wasn't talking to them, whatever. So of course, naturally, the first thing that goes to people's mind is a Black Panther. That's the first thing. Hell, even my son, who will be 16 this when I send him, because I don't post my pictures on social media, I send the works in which I do to my son who lives in another state. And the moment he sees, Dad, are you? You know what I'm saying? So what am I gonna say? I didn't believe. Who I'm gonna blame next? My dad. My dad. Oh, it's just the credit that people associated with, because that's just been the biggest name out there. If in fact would have had a run for about a year, maybe the conversation would change. Maybe y'all the impact, y'all the impact, maybe then. But because people associate with the all Black and the guns and stuff like that, historically, it's automatic Black Panther. I mean, it's just there. So listen, brother, I took a lot of my time this morning. I've been just going in about an hour. I hope the people out there can understand. I hope nobody will look at this and say, "Oh, Desert Eagle was looking for a moment to shine." Nah, this hurt me. This hurt me. And Talib, I don't have anything against you as a person. I don't. You know that, man. Come on, man. You know. I don't have anything against you as a person. But bro, this was a sore misstep on your part. And you affected the movement by doing this. You affect the movement by the moves you make. We all do. No different than those inadequate individuals out there calling themselves general and poking Panani all over the place and then proudly going on shows like, yeah, I did it. I know, I'm a goddamn man. Sentiment. You know what I'm saying? And Talib, when you do things like this and you look in comments or stuff like this and stuff, and the people who are praising you for what you've done are the very people that have had characteristics to the point where they're no longer associated with the progressive works of the movement. That's not good company. You're not in good company because the underbellies of the movement praise you for what you've done. You can tell a lot about a man about those who support him. And those who supported you in that were riffraff, were garbage, were the throwaways. To be amongst them and to be praised just shows the sore disposition of where you're at. I don't know at this point, because of all of the things that have transpired with you and the many of the leaders in sore contentions, if there is a road to recovery. I don't know. That's on them. I know that as a brother, in this very action, I know you disrespected my hand. You disrespected the labor of my love towards you. That is evidenced. And you discredited one of the movements you discredited the very movement that we've done on a historical day to bring everybody together. You called it, what you call it, shenanigans of Mississippi. All those elder statesmen there and stateswomen there coming together and make a mockery, and you sat there in the celebration of the mockery. Now, I don't agree with Taharka. Now, Taharka's going to do what he do. You know, and he has a free moral agency to do it. But signing those documents and stuff like that was a symbolic gesture that we were in unity with one another, that we were moving forward with a new mindset for this movement, to make a mark that the people could be proud of, that we stand in solidarity with each other. That's what I said when I got on the horn. I said, us signing this is a statement to show our solidarity and accountability to one another for this cause of movement. And any leader that is here that won't sign it or that does sign it, it's a sign of where you stand in the solidarity of your comrades in this movement. For you to sit there and laugh. Yeah, they signing that big old bit. Yeah. This is my moment to shine. So therefore, because I'm shining right now, I'm just going to dismiss all levels of general decorum, and I'm just going to act an ass, brother. I don't know. But I got to wrap this up. I'm not going to continue to go in on you like that. But it was just utter disrespect. Utter disrespect. And I'm going to say this so everybody can know. Damn, I'm almost at an hour. Shit. I'm going to just say this right now for everybody to know. When it comes to Malik Zulu Shabazz, the interview that I conducted with him, I spoke to Malik a few times before the interview. The first time, especially, when I told him that it was necessary for him to 8 Mile himself in front of everybody because his name was being thrown around out there bad. Now, I don't have any wins in this at all, other than I just have a desire. That hopeful shit. I'm gonna touch on that before I conclude for real. I'm gonna just say this. I told Malik, for you to be an elder statesman, one of the chief things that you got to do is you can't let the opinionisms and stuff like that of the others that question you get to you. What the people need to see is the regal majesty of a true elder statesman. Now, I understand. We all do. We all make mistakes when emotionalism gets involved. And as y'all saw during that interview, the first question that I asked Malik, hey, what does this mean to you, whatever, when he gave his answer, y'all heard me tell him, okay, as they say, that's the energy you on, and some of that energy was good. Some of that energy worked against him in the way that he answered some of the questions. That's just the truth. It is. No harm, no foul, it just makes me. And respectfully, there's a lot of mockery going on about all my money. Maybe at that time, it wasn't a good time for him to say something like that. Maybe, I don't know. But if you've never been in a position of surplus, and if you've never been the person that's been positioned around you, that you're the lender and not the borrower, you wouldn't understand it. You wouldn't understand. Yeah, leaders have a responsibility. Leaders are not responsible to carry the fight of their people. Leaders are responsible to ignite and encourage the fight. Lead the fight, but not make you fight or supply your fight. See, in this, we all have an individual responsibility. You signed up for something that's going to cost you time, dime, and state of mind. You're going to have to make personal investment. And there's a lot of us, understandably, no disrespect towards you. There's a lot of us that are in positions that are not necessarily very well financed, or don't have a lot of time, or don't, in a lot of ways, have the mental capacity to understand what they signed up for. But that is not the responsibility of the leader to carry it for you. See, you have to make your call and election sure. You have to make your position in this fight worthy. You have to make your soldierism count for something. That means you're going to have to make the sacrifices when it comes to money. You're going to have to make the sacrifices when it comes to time. And I can understand when a leader is like, damn, I can't get the training unless somebody else paid for me to go. But damn, bro, sis, wasn't you just online talking about the new sneakers you copped? Wasn't you just talking about how you was balling out in Benihana's? Wasn't you just bragging to everybody how you just did this, that, and the other? But now it's time to go to training. You can't afford to go. Now it's time to go on this mobilization for a security mission. You can't afford to go. See, you're not willing to make the sacrifices in other places, but then the leader says, listen, I believe that you're a good brother or sister. I'll go ahead and expense you to be there because I just want you to be there. I just want you to be there. I don't want you to miss out on this. I want you to be counted amongst the ancestors as being present. And then, for whatever reason, you hop on bandwagons or just have some disagreement about that leader or whatever, and then you just talk trash about him. And then it's only human right that leader will be like, well, damn, all of what I've done for you, And now you just jump on bandwagons. Like, how you disrespect me? Yeah, you did call me in the middle of the night for a personal thing. We're only involved because of a national cry to be there for the service of the people. That doesn't make me not embedded in your personal life. So when you calling me about your kids ain't got nothing to eat. So when you calling me about, oh, your girl just put you out and you need a hotel for the night. When you calling me because you got in trouble in some unrelated organizational activity, you're in trouble and you in jail and you need bail money. When I'm out there dealing with your personal dealings, you know what I'm saying? And you calling me and you call me because you know I'm resourced. You ain't calling the people that you know are broke. You calling me because you know where I am. You calling me because you know I made it progressive in life. And we got to stop shaming people because they made something out of their life. You know how much money is worth? Why you fucking care? What about your personal worth? Where are you? What are you going to do with your own value? You got a baby on the way, right? You got a woman that you just took in your home, right? Where's your value? I would be more concerned about where you are. We always watching the next man pocket jocking the next dude and shaming him because he made it. I'm going to tell you all something. I am very well off. I am. What you going to do, shame me? I'd be goddamn. I don't give a look. I'm a group home kid. St. Dominic's group home, kicked out of 4 high schools, was looking at 40 years in prison and all kind of stuff. And I made it to where I am with government contracts. I dare you shame me. I don't give 2 shits. I don't care. I got 2 restaurants, communication and production company. And you think I'm going to be upset because you're like, Desert Eagles, successful. Nigga, success. I got some, get you some. Shit. What the hell? I'm gonna shame a man because he's doing good. I swear. I'm starting to ramble. I got it. But I'm gonna tell you straight up, I dare somebody that I've been good to, making sacrifices for, and for the most part, everybody in this movement is a stranger to me. And I'm up there doing stuff, this, that, and the other that you can't even get your own family to do, and then you're going disrespectful. You goddamn right. I'm going to be like, all my money, all my time, all my damn down. I gave to you niggas. Yeah, I'm going to go the fuck off too, shit. Hell, you think? As hard as I worked to get to where I am, hell, I didn't even have a value before when I was in my teenage and young adult years. I went to the army just because I was facing 11 years. When they told me, either you go to the service and get the hell out of New York or you done. Conditional soldier. Shit. So all the hell that I've been kicked out of 4 high schools from punching niggas in the face and snatching their shit. So, hell, I am great. St. Dominic's Group Home alumni. Hell, street kid, homeless, all of that. Reform school. I've been through it all. And I'm here now shining, still looking good and got all my teeth. God is good. The Most High has been good to me, and my successes I'm not ashamed of. So you can never shame me or whatever. And any brother or sister out there that's rose from the ashes and made something out of yourself, shine on. God damn it. Don't let nobody else poor mouth you and belittle you because you decided to fight through and make something out of yourself. How dare we get to this point where we all of a sudden now got to look at somebody and try to embarrass them for being a credit to the people, being a credit to themselves, being a credit to the Most High to make something valuable out of the life he gave them. Hell out of here. Salute to all of you achievers out there. I'm one of you. And for all of you who don't like it, kiss my ass. I said it. So I would end respectfully. I had to get that off, man. I'm tired of people getting shamed and ridiculed because they made something out of their goddamn life. Man, get the hell out of here. Ain't nobody owe you nothing. Or no, you more really down here with us on Struggle Street. Nah, nigga, I changed my address. I'm at 123 Having Things Avenue. Shit, you can be down there on 111 Struggle Street all you want. Shit, I'm up here having things, and I like quality of life is a positive thing. So kiss my ass, kiss my entire ass. In the words of Eddie Murphy, kiss my entire ass. You know what I'm saying? Let me stop. I'm getting mad now because I tried to do this with decorum. I apologize for losing my way toward the end of this, but I am definitely signing off. Talib, I love you, but I'm embarrassed for your actions. I'm embarrassed of your representation, that what you did, that was deplorable. And for all of you under his sign of his leadership, stay there if you want to, but help him, because y'all see the conduct. All that throwing up on social media, and I know what you're gonna do, Talib. Block me, gonna come after me. Man, brother, stop. Man. I'm not coming after you. I'm not saying no more after this. I'm done. But I'm done, bro. I'm done. I love you. I really do, Talib. You know that. I really do. But come on, man. You know you lied. You lied several times, let AJ down. And I ain't gonna reiterate it no more. You know what the deal is. We all got the receipts. I got them. Text message, chats, all of that. So come on. Stop it. To Malik. Again, brother, you stood on your square on 2 different occasions that I know of. You've given a total of a full business day to this. Damn near almost 4 hours, the first Zoom call with the coalition, and then another 4-hour one publicly. I don't know anything any more than anybody can ask of you. I have yet to this date heard anything that anyone has brought to your accusation that you personally inflicted them harm in any way. And I will say this because I'm just a person of truth. And I have never, ever, never, not once heard Malik, with all the stuff said about him, ever badmouth a single person. Not to me. He may have done it to others, whatever, but to me, never has happened. Never has happened. All the stuff said about him that he's heard about, whatever, he never said, oh, who said it? Fuck that bitch ass nigga. I never heard him. Never. Not one time say, fuck him. He can go to hell. He can eat shit and die. I never. I didn't. And for those of you think, oh man, he's siding with Malik, get a fucking life. You know what? Some of you men got no balls. Y'all niggas is weak. And I'm tired of it. And I don't want to be the person that I used to be when I didn't love my people and I came against my people and I inflicted harm on my people. I don't want to have that characteristic towards you. I don't want to be that man that I suppress daily when things come my way and poke me and I want to respond according to those old ways. I don't want to do that with you. So be respectful. If you're going to mention my name or something, this, that, and other, you don't have to like me. Hell, you don't even have to love me. But respect me. That you don't usher yourself in a situation with me where we have to be calamitous with one another. I have never put my mouth against any man in this movement. I don't talk bad about nobody. What you eat don't make me shit. I don't care about this, that, and the other. And Talib, I'm not gonna do it. But all that, Nick Bezel was a nobody before I did it. You know, I don't know if that's true or not. But like I said, you need to elaborate on you know what's up. You know the things that you said. You know the things that you said. You watered it down on Tahaka Bay. See, don't be a man going on there talking all that shit and don't say it all. All right? Say it all. You know what you really think. You know what you really feel. All right? So since you want to go out there and billboard and stuff like that, bring all the attention your way since you love it so much. Let me stop because now I'm in a mad place because I keep thinking about that Mississippi stuff and all the lies and stuff like that. It's getting me. Oh yeah, Talib, I don't want you to hate me now. I want you to love me because I gave you open rebuke, and I want you to make the necessary corrections. It's up for the people to see whether or not they forgive you, or the generals in this movement or whatever, to see if they still even want to rock with you. But you've done a disservice in many ways. and it was not called for, all because you didn't get a question asked. If you get frazzled that easy, the people underneath your leadership should see, should look at that. You mean to tell me because another man won't answer your question, you go on somebody else's platform that you were general in agreement with to say that you won't have anything to deal with, you will go on that platform and to do what? Tell half-truths and whole lies just so you can get seen, so you can yuck it up, so you can betray your friend, so you can betray the other generals, so you can betray the movement? All of this because you didn't get a moment to shine in somebody else's interview? Y'all need to ask yourself some questions. Love you, Salib. Love the movement. Love my coalition. I love all the organizations and the people they're in. No harm, no foul. But I'm gonna keep it funky. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. All right. So on my watch, it's just truth. All right, truth all day. Peace and love. Oh, I'm sorry, that's division. This is true peace. Peace and love. Like this is division. We together. All right. Peace and love. I'm out. I said enough. Later.
All right, so you know, my phone was a hot one while this was going on. Everybody thought I was live, but I wasn't live. That was a recording. All right, I am going to take some questions because I know a lot of people have some. I know a lot of people got questions and everything, but first, before the questions start, let's set the tone correct, okay? All right. Now, because Talib went on to Harker's Bay and his sole concentration was I guess the airing out of Malik, and or the byproduct of that was the new Black Panther Party. The level of my rebuke had to do with things that he stated in reference to that. It was about the truth. And some of you are making comments, hitting me in text, DMs and stuff like that about matters that you are not aware of. The agreements that those of us in the upper echelon of authority had came to. The things that we said, the things that we wouldn't do, and the things that we would do if such acts as what Talib did would take place. We agreed that going forward, any level of anyone acting conduct unbecoming will definitely guarantee an immediate response of rebuke and or consequence. There was a lot of talk going on. I got hit up, text messages, stuff like that. Quite a few people said because of what he did, what he said, and how he disrespected, we're all saying, yo, this got to be handled. All right. And no disrespect to my fellow brothers of the stars, okay? Fellow brothers of the general collars. But I'm the only one that said something. Now, I don't know what came out. I don't know what came out or whatever. It was my birthday week. So I had a lot of celebrations and stuff like that. I was not on social media. I didn't even thank people for birthday wishes and stuff like that. I was busy with family and friends and stuff. So as far as I know, a level of public response, because it was done publicly, there was no public rebuke done for the actions that so many was in agreement that were wrong. We made an agreement and a pact in the leadership that if this ever happens, we will be on it in order to favor the people and letting them know that we in the upper echelon of authority hear your concerns, and we're going to make sure the movement stays with a level of integrity to address these things spot on. It wasn't done. I've discussed this with some, but there was no action taken, so I did it. As a responsible person to the title in which I hold, I made a move. And I'm sticking to it and standing by it. And here's something else. Some of you that have allegiance with whoever your general is or whatever your comrade is and this, that, and you got to understand something. When they do things openly, then openly they get corrected. You're not going to do something publicly, purposely go on a platform to promote your action of indiscretion and then secretly want to be told that you did the wrong thing. Fuck no, not on my watch. Even if it was me, and there have been some, no names, that there's been some public actions taken, and I'm like, nah, you're going to have to address that in the same manner in which you caused the error. You cannot be on public platform doing wrong and then want to no, well, I just let it go away. No, hell no, not on my watch. Listen, I'm not here to play favorites. I'm not here to pacify you in your positions or nothing like that. If you disrespect openly and bring degradation to the movement that we're trying our goddamnness to bring into a fold of honor, I'm going to call you out. You don't get no pass. You don't get no what? No, you should have come to me first. No, you didn't think about the movement. You didn't think about your people. You didn't think about the impact before you got selfish and started. It's all about me now. The hell with you. I love you enough to correct you openly. I love you enough to call you on it so you can make the goddamn correction so people can see that you know what, you an honorable soldier and took your damn wounds in the front. All of this coward culture. Well, you know what? Well, I don't want nobody to know that I fucked up. I don't want nobody to know that I messed up. Come to me secretly. Hell with all of that. I'm sorry. Listen, sucker ain't with that ain't about me. I'm with it, biz and knuckles. And I'm gonna tell you something. And I'm gonna say this like this. If you're gonna be a man, and call me out, if you text me, all right, word is word. I don't care if in this text form or the spoken form. If you text me and you call me a bitch ass nigga, or anything of those terms, then respectfully, you're going to have to show me that I am that person when you see me. Straight up and down. Some things, if you're not willing to receive a loving rebuke, now I could see something. There's not one word that I said that wasn't untrue. And this is why I reference so many others in it. Taco will tell the truth about that incident about Mississippi. Hell, your pictures alone show the new Black Panther Party there. What? When it came to North Carolina, how many other commanders and stuff like that was involved with that when you were going in about that girl who set you up? Now, all of a sudden, you get on Taharka show and change it up. Everything I said got receipts to it. Everything. I spoke the truth. As a spiritual man that you say you are, have I now become your enemy now that I've told the truth? So if you want to get on here, if you want to hit my phone and you want to call me all of these bitches and stuff like that, I will say this, and I'm saying this openly and publicly. You call me out my name. See, as a man, there's only certain things that you could say to a man that there's no conversation after. There's just no conversation. There's a certain level of percussion discussion that takes place when you bring about certain accusations or refer to a man in certain distasteful adjectives. So I have told you, you're my brother, I love you, and I've told you that all throughout the rebuke. I pointed out the errors of your ways, hoping that you would just be a general and stand on your square, but nope, you decided to be the immature child. And you hit me up with so many adverse words that require a remedy that I look forward to. Now, I don't say that because I want to enact a certain wrong, whatever, certain disposition against you. I'm not making no threats against you. You made them against me. You called me out my name with certain distasteful thing, and then you doubled down on it. You said it in text twice. So you really mean that. Well, you're going to have to show me that. You're going to have to show me that. And I'm going to show you thoroughly my response to it. I look forward to it. See, because I've never disrespected nobody in this entire movement. I go out of my goddamn way to make sure that we all in unison. I'll expense the wallet. I'll pay the way, whatever it takes for us to be on point with each other. For us to do it, I demonstrated that, even for you. So for you to disrespect me because I was your brother and letting you know, brother, you got out of line. You want to call me bitches and shit? Bruh. Let's talk. Let's talk. So going forward, I said all I got to say about that. Now to you others, there's been a lot of talk. I'm getting all kind of text messages and stuff like that. You guys are saying that, oh man, you really going in for Malik and you really going in for the party and this, that, and the other, man. It wasn't about that. If he would have made any references to anybody else and I would have known the truth about it, I'm just speaking the truth. Malik or the new Black Panther Party just so happened to be a collateral benefit of those truths. Those things that he said, there were other people there that can tell you all that's what the hell took place. He made accusations against a man and a movement that were untrue. It's not about them. It's about his actions that I was bringing the rebuke on. And I got to just tell the truth. Listen, I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't benefit from the new Black Panther Party. No, I don't benefit from what Malik do. No, not at all. But I believe in truth and being honest. I'm not going to let nobody in front of me disrespect. Listen, I'm not a Christian, but I'm a spiritual based man. Thou shalt not bear false witness. All right. I was reading the message. Thou shalt not bear false witness. So I'm not going to let a man just speak badly on somebody else's movement, whatever, hinder the progressions of that movement and stuff like that. But people who don't know, when we first questioned Malik in that first deal, that first 4-hour Zoom call, the first one that he did, it was about giving him the opportunity to address the things that he said he recognized were deficiencies in the party. He says, y'all give me an opportunity. He said, we got all kind of splinter groups and stuff like that. Give me an opportunity to make the changes. Hell, true story. I was even on the phone with one time with him and Babu. And I was like, hey man, some of the rhetoric that y'all use in the party is a little bit, man, it's kind of productive to the way we do things in two ways. Babu was like, I like the old Khalid Muhammad way. Babu was like, I like the old way. Nah, the hell with that, no changes. I was like, I respect that. But I was like, but the way we're going, and Malik was like, you know what, Eagle, okay, I'll look into that. Maybe we do. Everything that I know that I've ever brought to him, he was willing to be like, okay, I could see how we could do that. Because it's not the old way like it was in the 80s and the 90s. We in 2022, some modifications to the level of fight always got to change. Your opponent always changed. I'm a boxer and I never fought the same person every time. So my fight had to change and adjust based on who I was facing. And our enemy is overall is the same, but the tactics in some ways modified. So the fight got to change a little bit. So I would think with Malik, he's always made the necessary, always been willing to make the necessary adjustments. I don't know what the strife is. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I've never heard anybody bring something to me with some evidence, whatever, and that's it. So I'm not capping for Malik like some people said. I heard you too. Ain't nobody capping for no damn Malik. Ain't nobody capping for the new Black Panther Party. This is simply about my brother spoke out of place, said some very disrespectful things, made a series of lies, and it was because it was all rooted in selfishness. He wanted attention. He wanted attention, and because that selfish spirit was there, those actions was commonplace with that level of spirit being engaged. False witness, false testimony, and grandiose. Look at me, disrespect. I'm sorry, and I'm not apologizing. I stand on my square and represent this movement with spirit and truth, and I'm going to speak against it. I don't give a fuck who you are. Straight up, I'm accountable to the people and to the movement, and most of all, to the God that put me in the place that I am. I will not back down and make you comfortable. Fuck out of here. Now on to the questions. I don't see any questions. I'm looking at the Facebook and all kind of stuff. I know some people have some questions or whatever. So I'm just going to answer them because some people are getting this whole thing misconstrued. Y'all thought I was live. I wasn't live and all this stuff like that or whatever. So if you got some questions for me, see it now that both sides have spoken, what is the consequences? Great question, Lasidi Shakur. What are the consequences? This is a time right now for all the generals to stand up. Now you heard it, you heard the open rebuke. What is the level of consequence that we can tell the people that we have agreed to that happens in a case like this? Yeah, the rebuke was given. The rebuke was given, but there's definitely a consequence that has to come down because this has, I was just speaking to a sister and she was telling me how she was hearing about certain things going around because of the impact of certain things. So this is definitely having an effect. And we have got to put in place for those, especially those of you who signed the declaration, how we said that we're going to come against those domestic and foreign enemies against the movement. This is a domestic issue. What are we going to do? We need to come up with something quickly. An economic empowerment system. Yes, there is one being worked on right now. There's some other things. Amun says, exile, banishment. That is one. Some say don't speak it, carry it out. But see, we can't just carry it out. See, an accountability to the people because the insult and infraction took place publicly. Therefore, the impact on the people, the judgment and the sanction must be also handed down publicly. We're not going to cater to people's egos and shit like that. No damn more. You do it openly, you getting sanctioned and dealt with openly. There's no secret sanctions. We're going to speak on it and let the public know because this person, this brother or sister violated you, we handled it. And this is what's going to happen to them because we're not going to keep on letting this happen on our watch. So there will be no secret shit. No, it's going to be open. Openly you do it, openly you're going to get it. Done. Actions must follow. All right. So the only thing on the board so far is the only thing on the board so far is a moon, exile, banishment. It's just exile, banishment. Malik asked me to answer questions, so I don't see any questions coming up in the Facebook thread. There's only 30 people in there, but if you have a question, I hope I thoroughly, indeed, sir, does it equal? Right, egos kill the movement and non-accountability. That's right. Look, I'm not afraid. I ain't never been sucker. All right, South Suicide Queens made sure that if you're going to survive out of that, sucker can't be in you. And I've many fights, many scars, all that kinds of beat up by cops, whatever life has taught me. All right, you want to be a stand-up man, you're gonna have to take it on the chin. You're gonna have to get with it. All right, ain't no sucker here. All right, so if I mess up, man, I want all my wounds to be found in the front. That's an honorable soldier's death. All right, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I put it on Malik's platform, always interviewing the Demontarius and FedEx. I told the people then, when I became a general, hey, I'm accountable to you. I'm not afraid. I'm not. Hell, I'm not going to do my sins openly before God than to be afraid of you to come at. The hell that look like? Then I'm reversing. I'm reversing the order of reverential respect. I'm going to do my sins and wrongdoings before God, and then all of a sudden be afraid what you have to say. Come on, my deity is of one. All right, so I'm not afraid to take mine. And guess what? Whether you live that way or not, you're gonna take it. Straight up. You're gonna take it. I don't give a fuck about no damn ego. Fuck your ego. I don't care about your position or how long you've been, whatever. You wrong, you wrong. Done. That's it. Spiritual principle. Your yay be yay, your nay be nay. You wrong, you wrong. I don't care about who you are, what you call yourself, or whether you around your people or not. You wrong. Now, I do understand certain respects and decorum. If we out in the public, I'm like, hey, bro, come here. Hey, man, that's a misstep, whatever. But if you were general and you want to get sassy and shit, nah, fuck, who are you to tell me anything? Motherfuckers, me. I'm telling you. Man, listen, I'm just not with it, y'all. I'm not with it. We have got to get this thing together. We have got to get this thing together because there's too much slapstick bullshit going on in this. What if he is willing to humble himself and take a kind of, I don't think so. I don't think so. Says, what if he is willing to humble himself and take accountability and speak and apologize publicly? I don't see it. That's too much backpedaling. The heart, that contrite heart, it deliberately went on there to do one thing, to bring about ridicule, shame deliberately. And even in this, even though he knows what I was saying was the truth, instead of just saying, damn, bro, I can even say if he was like, yo, man, you airing me out. But what you saying is true. I fucked up. I did dishonor the coalition. I did go against the principles. You're right. I did disrespect AJ. You know what? You're right. All of those things that you're saying are true. If he would have had that, this whole conversation would have been different. But since he's like, nah, you a bitch ass nigga, you gonna get it. Nigga, what? Please see me. Please. We can make it an exhibition. Man, bro, what? Man, nigga, I have you pissing blood for 3 days. Do not fuck with me. Man, these knuckles have scuffed and broke plenty of chins. You have no idea. Just because I'm polished and poised and a businessman and a class act now, don't believe I forgot to be that nigga that came up in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, and Brownsville and South Suicide, Queens. Nigga, what? Don't call me a bitch and shit like that. Nigga, I will. Sorry. Sorry. So, sorry. Now this nigga want to call me while I'm doing this shit, but nah, fuck that. No words from me. Nah, no secret shit. Don't call me now. Don't ring my phone now. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I ain't with that. I ain't with that. You spoke out of line. I ain't never called you no name or disrespected you. I called out your actions and your character, which spoke against the title and the respects in which you're supposed to have as a general. And now you want to call me. Don't bring that Nicodemus shit. Don't come to me like that. Don't come to me in a secret and shit. Now, fuck that. Don't come to me like that. Nah, I'm not with that. I was a brother. Look. Calling me again. You know what I'm saying? For what? Come on, nigga, fuck out of here. Nah, I'm a bitch. Remember, I'm a bitch ass nigga. Nah, Nah, I'm a bitch ass nigga. You gonna get yours. Don't call me or text me. See me. Shit. See me. By the time your child is born, you will have a speech impediment when I'm done with your ass. Fuck out of here. Nigga, what? Nah, don't call me a bitch. Nigga. I'm sorry, y'all, but it's just certain things that as a man, you just don't say to another man unless you just ready to go there. You just do not say that to another man. I'm sorry. Yeah, ask me some questions. Let me get back on the you know what, Sister Owens, I don't mean to. First of all, let me tell you all, this nigga's still calling. He still calling. He done called on 3 different platforms. Man, decline. Shit. Man, come on, man. Nah. Decline. Nah, you still watching. Nah. I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch ass nigga and all that, whatever. Nah. You disrespected me. Come on, that man. trying to reach out and touch somebody. Now, I want to reach out and touch you, but not like this. Not like this. Not digitally. No. So come on, y'all. If y'all want to know some more questions? I think I pretty much, goodness gracious. Listen, okay, hold on. Let me explain something to y'all. There's certain things that you can control and some things that you cannot. I understand everybody's personal, I guess you could say, dispositions on how is this seen by those who are viewing in publicly? How does this seen? How do we look like? Maybe he wants to openly. Nah, ain't no. I told you, no Nicodemus stuff. I mean, no. I'm sorry. Don't come to me in the shadows in the dark. Hey, my bad. Shh. Nah. He said before, get me on the platform. It's live. Get me. He thought I was live. I wasn't live. That was a recording. I'm live now. And I'm not doing no arguing online. Man, forget all of that. But I will say this, brother, the elder Jabu just asked, pretty much, how does this look to those who are onlooking, in on this platform and can see this level of discourse taking place inside? Understand something. It needs to be a credit to the organization, to the organization of the movement, that when an infraction is done on a public way that brings about a distasteful level of character and leadership, that the movement is not afraid to take the necessary accountable actions for its representation. Now, if that means that the public has to see, oh my God, that brother or sister got out of line, but the integrity of the movement made sure that publicly they did not cover one in their indiscretions, but rather they openly rebuked them and gave them an opportunity after consequence to go ahead and rebuild themselves. But if such one that is being rebuked in that time of public address takes it upon themselves to double down on that character, to start calling names, bitch this and this, that, hell with that, you gonna get yours, whatever. It is not shameful if the representation of the movement is like, okay, well, since you want to double down, then guess what? If it's F us, F you too. Bottom line, that doesn't make the movement look bad. No, the movement spoke against that negative impact that was coming against it. The kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and it takes the violence by force. You ain't gonna come here with this nonsense. Nah, we shutting that down. How dare you come against and think all of a sudden you're supposed to tiptoe away with no scrimmage? Nah, you're supposed to get your ass starved. What the hell you think this is? We have got to get out of this mentality that we got to make sure that all of our wrongdoings are somehow swept over and covered in silence, and nobody can see the reality of our goods or bads. Let's keep it real. That's one of the reasons why fraud is so prevalent in the movement, because we've perfected phoniness and allowed the fraud to keep on going on. Nobody want to say nothing. We all want to hide it. We don't want to speak about it. It's just like the old folks from back in the day, knowing all the shit that's going wrong and the families just living in silence of suffering in silence with all the wrong things going on and having generational curse after curse after curse. Why? Because nobody want to speak out the wrong that great granddaddy did or something like that. And great grandmama was a hussy and nobody want to say nothing. Got all these illegitimates running around and everybody all hating everybody in the family because nobody want to say nothing. Like, look, man, we got to cut this nonsense out. This circus show. If we're going to be real about it, we're going to be goddamn real. I'm sorry. Listen, maybe y'all made a mistake making me general, because I'm going to tell you straight up, not on my watch. And I don't give a goddamn what position you hold. It's just not going to happen. It's not. I love my people enough that I'm going to serve my people in spirit and truth. Fuck your ego. What's that? But sister, Lasidi, nobody's going back and forth. There was a recording. There was an interview deliberately done by a standing general interview was inundated with lies and impact. The response to it was a general making a response to it, making the corrections. That's not back and forth online. And again, we have got to get out of this mentality. If it is done openly, it will never be corrected secretly. We're not going to allow those that cause infraction openly and deliberately the luxury of hiding or sequestering their rebuke. Absolutely not. Not when it publicly and deliberately affects the movement in any kind of way. No more. No more, period. So there's not back and forth. It's, you know, that's it. That's what the saying goes. Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, my bad, sister. I thought that's what you was referring to. Like I said, I'm just reading them as they come in. I don't see a lot of backstory, so I'm just reading them as they come in. How do you see the organizations going to forward in unity if we adhere to these codes? How do you see the organizations going forward in unity if we adhere to these codes he is laying down? Well, if we walk by the code and administer ourselves and our actions in the code of honor, the only place left for us to go is ascension, is excelling, because we're walking according to righteous principles. If we're doing the right things, shutting down those things which cause us adverse effects, and only giving room to that which honor us, there's no other place for us to go in the movement but up. So that's how I see the organizations going forward. That's the only way we can do this. And understand something, y'all. I don't have, so we are holding all. So as far as holding everybody to the same standards, as I don't know who all on this thread was in Mississippi, but in Mississippi, we signed a declaration. And on that declaration, we made a public commitment to adhere to certain principles in the unity of our representation of the movement across the board. And that's why we're working on things right now to bring about a, I guess you could say, a code of specificity on how every organization moves. Now that doesn't, I was there, right, great gathering. That doesn't mean what you have as far as policy in your own immediate organization is no more. What this simply means is in conjunction with and in respect to your own individual organization's policies, there's also a national one which combines us all together that says, okay, on the national level, if it impacts the movement, not your organization, but it impacts the movement, then these are the things that we're going to say, okay, this is the way we address this. These are the consequences outlined for these specificity of interactions and such like that or whatever, because it impacted the movement, not just your organization. So what Tlaib did by going public, he spoke against Mississippi. Y'all heard him. For those of you who saw the interview, he called it shenanigans. And why should we be there honoring the dead folk and this live folk? All that attitude and bravado wasn't there when me and Taco was on the phone with him when he was trying to get to Mississippi. Now all of a sudden you want to Tahaka Bay show like, huh, me and my organization wasn't part of it. And nigga, what the hell you talking about? What? Are you serious? Are you for real right now? Gonna say, oh, the shenanigans of Mississippi. Shenanigans? We all sat there in unity. We sat there in unity, brother and sisterly love, talking about, yo, we're gonna do something different to change the way the movement is going. And you call it shenanigans and say you wasn't gonna be a part. Y'all see where I'm going? So the rebuke was necessary. Right, nipping in the gate from the bud is ripped, you know, principles over personality, and principles over personality, and principles are in command. Leadership must be the most dedicated and disciplined. The unit has collective leadership. Right. Can I answer the phone and do it openly and peacefully? Right. Hold on. And we are creating national universal law, code of conduct, ethics, bylaws, and policy. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing about answering the phone. All right. I'm gonna do it like this. Y'all know my disposition on it. Y'all heard what I had to say. I didn't badmouth Atunde. I didn't badmouth Talib. I still called him my brother throughout the whole thing. It was about his actions, not him as a person. It was just the character reference to the things that he did. It was conduct unbecoming of a general. You don't tell somebody to commit insubordination on their commanders. You don't fuel division. You don't omit people who was in the faithful service to both the ancestors and the people there in the security watch and omit them from the whole thing and say, oh, that their leader didn't support it. You don't lie like that. You just don't do it. That's just disgusting. You just don't. You don't betray your friend on goddamn line. Anybody that knows AJ knows that AJ, man, I wasn't there, but from the start, that man went through a lot. And I don't know all the details. I don't have to know, but he went through enough that he said, man, I'm just done with this. To try to save his marriage, save his family, whatever. And some may argue so, and he admitted to his level of responsibility. We're not going to touch all of that, whatever, but those who he made or made him enemies, whatever, we already know where they at. So to go online and represent and say, hey, man, I was this, man, that's just, I've been, and for those who want to comment on stuff like that, it's hard for you to comment on things that you were not solely embedded in. All right. I was on the phone several times with AJ and Talib, and I've heard the hurts in AJ's voice. There's no way somebody can tell me that AJ was cool with what he saw on there, that AJ is all right with it. That Talib was like, hey, man, we're good. And I want the whole world to record this. In fact, y'all record it right now. Man, come on, man, the whole thing. But again, it was fueled by this desire to be seen. So y'all say y'all questions quick because there's a thunderstorm coming, and in my area, the internet always go out soon when it happens. So whatever question. So let me go into that. That's all I can say. Respect is real. Period. Right. Don't tear down some. Right. Training tactics. All right. Within economic thing. All right. It don't seem like. All right. It doesn't seem like there's too many questions left for me, and strictly regarding this or whatever. Again, this wasn't about me getting no shine and nothing like that. And the only reason why I am here is because I saw the thread and the stuff that was being said, and I'm like, man, these people got to get enlightened what this is about. I see all of that. Oh, you taking Malik's side and stuff like that. You know, respectfully, I'll say this. For those of you who are attached to organizations and you're in the down chain, so to speak, there are conversations, all right? And you know this, you work for organizations, you've been to schools, you know, all of that. If you're not in that echelon of those authorities, there's so much you are not privy to. So don't stop thinking that because you're part of an organization, you're in the know of all the authority conversations. There are conversations that generals are having you probably will never hear about until about a month later. There's moves, plans, and all kind of things being done, joint trainings and all kind of things, different mobilizations being discussed, who got shot, what woman got beat up, who needs a rescue, this, that, all kind of things, plans are being done that you're not privy to in the down chain level. So when you see these things happen publicly and you start offering up opinions that are baseless without information, you profess your ignorance, and you're just acting emotionally because you want to side in the situation. The things that are being stated in an authoritative way are based on information. The best thing you can do is just listen and get informed instead of getting emotional about what you're hearing. That ain't my general. You wrong. You so wrong. Damn you, eagle. I'll clip your wings. Y'all need to cut this shit out. I'll break your beak and clip your wings, eagle. I'm sorry, I'm being silly right now. But y'all got to understand, this stuff is going on. That's why I said, your people may not even know about the conversations and the interactions and all the tremendous fallouts that you have had with numerous generals. They don't know about the three-way conversations and stuff like that that are going on. The deals being made, the bridges being mended because you done set fire. And then you put your people in danger because great is the comfort when you got alliances and you alienate yourself from all the alliances that are in the movement, leaving your people out here to fend for themselves. And they get emotional because they hear something about their general that they don't even understand that their general brought on them. And everybody want to jump to the defense. No. Like, it's not. You have no idea. You have got to understand. Don't let your emotionalism evade facts. Sit back and listen. Discern the information. Well, damn, you may just learn today that your general needs some development. And if you love him enough, maybe you'll be there enough for him or her to be there as an advocate towards their betterment, to tell them, hey, listen, sir, ma'am, we heard the things that went on. And the spirit of discernment tells us that there was a lot of truth to what's being said. And though it was embarrassing, we're here to help you. We're not going to tear you down. We know it was an embarrassing thing on you and you got outed. But what we want to do is help you get to the place where we know and believe you can be. All right. So let's work on mending, because we don't want to be out here alone. And if we all believe and we're all so clairvoyant and so woke to understand that the shit will hit the fan, well, guess what, General? We can't be out here alone. Our organization in and of itself, by itself, will not be enough. So we need to have alliances. So what can we do to get you on a campaign to healing, to restoration? See, so instead of you getting emotional and defensive, fuck that. Eagle, when I see you, we gonna duke it out. Be like, hey, you know what? Damn, that was hard. The rebuke, it was tough. It was stiff. But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna fix this thing. We're gonna fix it. And guess what? Do some investigation. Find out from other leaders. There's nothing wrong with an inquiry. Hey, listen, is Eagles telling the truth? Has our general been in many scrimmages that has put him on the outs with several? We didn't know that. Is this true? The answer was shock that ass. But it's what you do with the information. Now make your call in election sure. Be an integral soldier and say, you know what? For the merits in which I know my general, I still believe in him or her. And what I'm going to do is go to them and say, sir, ma'am, regardless of what I've heard, I'm still your soldier. But I want to be a soldier to help you get to the place where you need to be. We are here to learn and help one another. So I'm here to help you build an organization of integrity. I know right now we got egg on our face, but what can I do to help you get in the character that is needed for us to keep our alliances with the movement? That's a real soldier, not some emotional whatever. I want to be respectful, but that's how you do it. You don't get angry because the truth came out. Fuck that nickel. Who the hell Eagle think he is? Flapping around here, rebuking motherfuckers. Listen, I'm just having fun at this point. Look, hurry up. Y'all say y'all questions. Okay, let's see. Not too late. No more games to be played. All right. Look, here's the thing, y'all. Before y'all count somebody out, again, the only rebuke on the table is exile and banishment. And I do know that Talib has definitely had his run-ins. And I personally have been there with many of intercessory calls. I have. That is fact. That is fact. Even Ghazi could tell you that. I have been on Zooms much with Talib. He's just contentious. I've been calling him that ever since last year. He is. That's just his personality. He's not a bad brother, but he is. But he called me a bitch. He gonna have to answer for that. I'm sorry. He gonna have to answer for that. All right. This is some of the new education department. To my vice chairman, not too late. A word has been spoken. Teach, exactly, teach. All right, so I'm going through the threads. I don't see any more for me. What time is it? All right, I give it 5 more minutes and then I'll shut it down right at 9. I again, respectfully, y'all, respectfully, all jokes aside and everything. Hold on. Listen, all jokes aside, seriously. Number one, Talib is my brother. And even though he didn't handle this rebuke, again, he ushered himself in a spirit. He ushered him in himself a spirit of dealing with things that didn't favor him well in this. Even to the point, he went on there and did all of that stuff, whatever. And that was sad to see. That hurt me. And I sat on it for days. Shout out to Ghazi. Ghazi's the only one that I really talked to about it. And I'm gonna be fully transparent. I did speak to Amun, and Amun was like, "What you gonna do?" He's like, "Something definitely got to be done. What you gonna do?" I'm like, I said, Amun, I said, I'm gonna handle it. I am gonna handle it. And I even called Malik in the presence of witness of Chris Ross. And I told him, I said, listen, there's some things that I'm going to do, and I just keep you informed. I really didn't want to disturb him because I know he's taking care of his family stuff and stuff like that. But it's just certain things that I just knew that something had to be done. Yeah, that's definitely Brother Moon. He was like, "What you gonna do?" At first, I was like, "Moon is funny. We both Leos, so we vibe." And he was like, "This baked potato I'm eating is pretty good." I was like, "Moon." He was like, "You really need to try this out. Got broccoli in it." He's like, "Did you ever have a true loaded baked potato?" He just wouldn't talk about it. So finally, he said, in his roundabout way, is like, "I told you so." But outside of the comedics of it, y'all, this has been a serious thing. And this is the first, I guess you could say, real public. This is the first action of public rebuke that has taken place like this. And yes, there is a consequence that needs to follow. There's a consequence that needs to follow. And Talib may have the attitude like, the hell with y'all, fuck y'all, I don't care. He's shown that disposition before. Like, I don't need the movement, as long as he got his own organization. He's had that disposition before for other things. Maybe he goes on that road. I pray that he doesn't. I really do pray that he has some, like, I know Eagle ain't come at me. I know Eagle ain't disrespecting me. But what he said on the tenets and the premise of what he said, he's right. Because we all spoke about what will happen the next time somebody does something. Some of these, poking penis fellas, all over the place, sleeping with everything that they can, you know what I'm saying? And using their authority to get some coochie that they couldn't get, when they was in high school and they was lame, now using this, fake authority that they've erected themselves and just going for these sisters that are magnetized to some level of authority, thinking that they're going to find security in these inadequate jokers, and then they don't care. You know what I'm saying? So we already said there's no more of that. It's just no more of that, man. It's just no more of that. We just not having that no more. And I ain't gonna lie. Well, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that online, but yeah. So for this to be the first, I guess you could say, action on the other side of our agreements to police things, no man, none of us as generals want to be the first out front to get this level of embarrassing rebuke. And I can understand to some way the defensive posture, like, no, fuck that. No, yeah, I can understand that to a point. But there's been enough time to go that has passed by in these days in which that action has been done, where there should have been some level of contrition. Instead, he's doubled down, making all kind of posts and stuff like that or whatever. And you can hate me now. He's doubled down on his infraction. So I don't know. Maybe some of y'all could talk to him or whatever, but right now is not a good time for him to talk to me because I'm the bitch ass nigga, the bitch nigga that he gonna have to see and deal with. Right now ain't a good time. So, all right, it's 1 minute to go. I'll read a couple more and then we'll sign on. Thanks for sharing. Respectfully, we appreciate the good works that all the comrades in the revolutionary movement are doing. Black on Black fratricide has spiked in our villages. We need more. Yeah, actually, I really wish it did not have to go this far. Shake, man, Ghazi, I'm with you. Ghazi, you know my disposition, man. I'm all about, man, we could do this. We could do this and bring this thing in unity, man. I make the necessary investments to make it happen because I just love my people. And everybody's a stranger to me. I just think that we just brought together in the commonality of respects and love for our people. And I believe that to some level of fault, but not stupidity. All right. So I've never disrespected nobody in this movement. So for a man to call me a bitch ass nigga, you gonna get it? Oh man, see that emotionalism. Don't write a check that your ass can't cash. Get smashed. Don't do that. Because I'm gonna show you that check gonna bounce. Bounce that at, introduce you to every fucking square ground you standing on. Don't do that with me. I would give you some wall-to-wall discussion, man, for real. For real, I'll bring the ground up to meet that ass. I do not do that with me. Don't disrespect me. I hold everybody with a certain level of respect, but there's certain words you cannot say to a man. It's just not going to do it. Lying and taking advantage of vulnerable women, taking their money. Right. All right, y'all. Now he's mentioning me in comments on Facebook and stuff like that. I'll check it out later. But anyway, people, thank you for tuning in. It's 9 o'clock. It's about to thunderstorm outside, lightning and everything. Again, I didn't mean for this to turn into no fiasco or any kind of levels of disrespect or whatever. But again, if telling the truth makes me your enemy, then guess what? I'll be that enemy. I'll be that enemy. All right. But I'm going to love you in spirit and truth. And I'm going to hold true to the stars that have been entrusted to me. And that's it. Black power, peace and love. Thank y'all all. And I'm out.